It's like having a constant companion by your side, an assistant who will not say no to doing the boring work, right? While you do the fun stuff yourself. Yeah.
Welcome to the Culture of Writing podcast, where writers, editors, and content strategists from Salesforce talk about how we work together to improve our craft and make content better.
What I want to say is that once you embrace AI, right? So it can be liberating in many ways. So I have four typewriters, right? So I have a typewriter from the 1940s. It's an underwood. Then I have a couple of other typewriters. I have an electric typewriter as well, right? But I was not using them much because it is so much work to retype everything in a digital form once you do that, right? So even if you scan the stuff, OCR is all not always very accurate, right? And with ChatGPT, with AI, I saw that you can simply take a picture of the text, give it to ChatGPT, it will convert it into beautiful laid out text all the time, right? So I did my own performance review this year, my self review on a typewriter, which was very liberating, and a number of things I do on the typewriter. So that's a great use case which I could never imagine for AI, that it would actually make my typewriters more useful, which is so contradictory, right? So a marriage of old world technology and new world technology. Then the other thing I've learned is this is a tip I want to share is let's say let's say you have a long Slack message to type, right? So uh, and lawyers use that approach all the time because speaking is 2 to 3 times faster than writing, right? So what I do is when I have to do a long piece of content, I dictate it to myself in Slack, to my own channel, right? I do it and press enter. It transcribes everything into uh, you know, timestamp transcription. And then you take it and give it to a writer and say, hey, can you like clean this up without the timestamps into a formal note, right? And you'll be surprised at how well it does that.
Wow. Now, so for those who may not know the mechanics of this in Slack, you can send a post to yourself, and that's private, which some people
Yes,
use. And
yes,
you're saying you can kind of click the microphone and just dictate the post, and it will.
absolutely.
Okay.
And the moment you
And
post it to yourself, it transcribes, which is not very clean. It has timestamps. It is hard to format, hard to do. But the moment you give it to AI, it can see what you're trying to do and give you a really good draft, which you can, edit, enrich, and just go with.
that's a great idea. Another one, yet another idea I had not thought of. And I have to ask you about typewriters. So why do you use typewriters? I bet you a lot of people would ask that question.
Yeah, I think there's this entire school of thought. So I am a writer, right? So I have 3 books of poems to my credit. So first of all, it is very distracting to be on a computer all the time, right? So that is the primary reason so there is something about that ink emerging on that paper which is very surreal, right? So a lot of writers still like to use typewriters, right, to make sure they're not distracted and there's no room to even edit stuff, because sometimes you just need to do the first draft very fast and then sort of get to the editing part, which is more digital, right? So now what I've seen is when I type on a typewriter, it is inherently messy. So you need to strike out certain things, just make it dash 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 or something that is wrong and all. And ChatGPT takes all of that into account and can give you a very clean draft out of a really messy typescript. So I do my poems on typewriters. I do the first drafts of my LinkedIn notes on typewriter at times, and then I bring it to ChatGPT and clean it up into the final form.
That is so cool. And you just take a picture of it on your phone, and that's
it. That's
it. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's really cool. That's so cool. I cannot wait to share this with. I cannot wait to share this with our colleagues and our friends on LinkedIn. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Stan. And this was the fun part of it, right? How AI has just become part of my life, and it's like having a constant companion by your side, an assistant who will not say no to doing the boring work, right? While you do the fun stuff yourself.
Okay, I would love to say it better. I could not say that any better than you just did. So, all right, my friend, you have a great weekend, and thank you again for doing this.
Thank you, Stan. Thanks for having me.